Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Ruddy here from Queensland Rural and Charters Towers. Just bringing a wrap up from today's store sale held here in the Towers for the 18th of July. Combined agents yarded about 2,250 head of store cattle there today, comprised of about 1,500 steers with a few mickeys in those numbers, about 750 heifers, and a small yarding of 15 by 15 cows and calves. So yarding was pretty mixed. There was only a few really good lines of kind of quality, bigger runs of cattle throughout the whole yarding. Majority of those being steers, but the rest of the yarding, pretty mixy throughout quality and weight there as well. So jumping right into it today, there wasn't a big heap of those heavy end cattle right at the top, those feeder weight fellas, but the best of those a touch over 305. I think they might have got it to 308 or 10 cents for some genuine feeder steers there. So the highlight of the day though, the Flinders Rivers cattle, great reputation for those cattle, and they had a couple of pens of the Brangus steers today. They got out to about 312 kilos in the lead of their cattle today, 398 cents. So they returned $1,240. So an absolutely fantastic result there for some really good quality Brangus steers that are making some rate. And they were the top of the tree in both weight categories there today at 398. But there was some really nice soft crossbred steers there as well that they were making, whether they were 230 or 330 kilos, they were making anywhere from $3.50 to $3.80. Probably $3.80 in the lighter end of those steers. So a great result there for those softer flatback crossbred type steers there today. So in the Brahman article there, if they were really had a bit of weight and punch about them, and the steers with plenty of bone underneath them that are going to go and do a heavy feeder or a bullock job, those steers there today are going to make 330, 320 to 330 cents most of the day. Once you got back down in those kind of lighter end Brahman steer calves there today, a lot of those fellas bounced in and around $2.90 to $3.10. They're in and around that $3 mark. And if you got down into those really light little calves, 180 to 220 kilos, some of those steers there today back in and around the $2.60 to $2.70 mark there as well. So over to the heifers, ladies and gentlemen, the best of those today, about 286 cents for some kind of crossbred flatback type heifers there in that article as well. But a lot of those heifers today ranging anywhere from $2.40 to $2.70, I would say. It didn't really matter a whole lot of weight, whether 220 kilos or 420 kilos. So that heifer money is very tight, window right the way throughout the market. So, the better end of those heifers there today, those better end feeder heifers, 260, 270, 280. And then, you jump back down in those heavier end weaner type heifers, 260 to 280 kilos. The best of those today, kind of 270, 280 cents. So pretty similar money there. You get back down to those lower end, those feeder type calves, those store conditioned little light heifers. Those today making anywhere from, $2.40, $2.50 most of the day. So not a bad result there, but overall I think the better end of those quality runs of cattle sold very, very well and firm overall. But on paper, those lighter end cattle are just probably going to read slightly easier, but just as a result for the quality of the yarding there today. So the cows and calves today, only small yarding those, 15 by 15 range from $650 to $900 there for some cows with some reasonable sized calves at foot there. I think there was only 5 by 5 in that yard. So that's today's wrap, ladies and gentlemen. So we appreciate and thanks the vendors for sending another run in. There is 2 sales booked for next week. So make sure you get on to one of the Queensland Rural team if you've got some fats to book in for the prime sale on Wednesday. And we've got another special store sale on Friday the 25th. So hope to see you there. Thank you.